Hey guys, how's it going? MVious Cosplay here, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Cosplay Sessions. It has been quite a while since my last episode. I think it was a year or two ago. But today we have another cosplayer in the SoCal anime cosplay community. This is Jan, aka Uncle Speedwagon Cosplay. If you want to introduce yourself to the viewers of this show, who you are, and which fandom do you particularly are cosplaying from?
Hmm. Hello, everybody. My name is Jan. I am Uncle Speedwagon here in the SoCal community and as in the JoJo community in general. Um, I mainly cosplay from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because of it's one of the first anime that I watched and enjoyed. It's also the first anime that I cosplayed from, and in full honesty, I'm just too lazy to cosplay from other anime. So it's just easy to like transport the makeup style from one person to the next and the
Mm,
outfits I can find pretty easily. And the community is quite kind. And so that's why I
mm.
choose to cosplay JoJo the most often.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. And I think it is just last year when we actually first met each other at a con. Um, it I think I first saw you at AX last year. You were cosplaying as
Hmm.
Kakyoin, and then the following day, I think you walked by the booth I was working at as Kira Yoshikage from Part 4. And then
Oh, those words.
I think you first saw me as a JoJo cosplayer at Anime Impulse last year.
That's the one I remember the most because that was yeah, last year. That was
Mm,
cool. I remember getting my girlfriend was getting shots too, and
mm.
I remember you guys were taking pictures. It was a good time.
It was. Although like being Jotaro in like the end of summertime, it's like I'm dying.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the pleather in that outfit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I
But
can't
you know
wait.
me, I'm
I
wearing
can't
like three
to
layers.
ooh, and like I can't wait to either do part 5 or 6 because that one not pleathery. From I seen some people have the purple jacket from part 6 as pleather, some
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
actual just regular cotton fabric. I'm
Hmm.
gonna go with the cotton fabric.
That's smart. I honestly hate the whole like shiny look. It's cool, but I could never wear it. I prefer wearing regular clothes.
I think the only exception for the pleather for Jotaro himself would be part 3.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
dang, like the fact he managed to survive desert heat with that thing.
Nah, no,
No
I would.
way.
Mm-mm.
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 So this might be a bizarre question, but do
Mm.
you feel like it's kind of limiting to center most of your cosplay content within just one particular series or fandom?
It's definitely limiting. But it's limiting because if you've watched Hunter x Hunter, you know about the self-imposed limitation, right?
No, I
There's a
don't.
You don't? Okay, well, there's a character who decides that they get this really strong ability, but in order to make it stronger, they put a limitation on it where I can only use it for certain situations on certain people.
Hmm.
But when I do use it on those people, it's the most powerful thing known to man. And it's kind of funny because I kind of make my Instagram content kind of like that,
Hmm.
where like if I hone all my resources on JoJo content and focus mainly on that, I feel like it's more has more impact in the JoJo community rather than me trying to fish in different ponds of making anime content for different people. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and it's like it does amaze me in terms of cosplaying in general as like how some are just able to go from one popular anime to the next to the next to the next, and it's like
Yeah.
and like how do you devote time to which one do you like more, or is it
Mhm.
just like it going with the trends of what's the popular anime at the moment?
Yeah, I would like to speak on that so much because I know
Yeah, go for it.
there's so many new cosplayers who think that they have to be on top of everything. They have to go to
Mm,
the next, popular anime cosplay event right away. And I don't do that first and foremost. I think the first time that I did that was Lloyd Forger from Spy Family. And I felt like after I cosplayed him and everything, I felt like a sellout because I was like, man, I'm only doing this because, Spy Family is popular
right.
and I don't really. It's not like I like the character all that much. I like his outfit,
I
and
mean,
it's
it's
funny
just a
because
suit.
and what's funny is that I'm a suits kind of guy. So I was like,
Mm,
I got the suit for cosplay, and now I wear the suit more than I wear the cosplay because I'm like.
It just looks good.
It looks good, yeah, and it's just it's sad to me that like there's this like cosplay rat race of trying to catch up with all the most popular stuff.
Mhm.
When I always promote this message of like that you should be able to cosplay from what you like, whether it's old or it's new, and it doesn't have to be relevant for it to be meaningful for yourself and for the people who are looking at your content. I always tell people also that like the kinds of content you make, the people that will like your content or people who like your content will come. You just have to keep promoting it out there.
Mhm.
Like I remember in 2000 and 2021, like right after the pandemic has started to fizzle out and people were doing cosplay related stuff. I was nobody. I'm Speedwagon. They're like, who the hell is this, right? They're like, oh, some like JoJo, whoever, right? And over time, I just kept pushing Speedwagon content, and eventually people started like, oh my gosh, it's Speedwagon from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And JoJo also, with the what's it called? With the eve of part 5 and part 6,
Yeah, when it hit
everyone,
the US during pandemic.
yeah.
Mhm.
Then people were like, "Oh my gosh, JoJo!" So people started watching JoJo, and I became a little bit more relevant. But yeah,
Mhm.
big messages to pump out because I don't want the young cosplayers thinking they have to,
Go
jump
to
onto
everything and do
everything.
everything because it is
It's
pretty taxing and it could lead to a lot of burnout. Um,
exactly.
when I started cosplaying, gosh, back in 2011, I was like not really going to much, but I
Mm,
think when I started to make more friends in the community starting I think 2014-ish,
mm.
um 2014 to 2016, I felt like I had to be at every single thing that I can go to and make a
Ah,
new cosplay for each event. Like, no,
oh,
I don't
oh,
have to do that because it's a lot of
yeah.
time and it's a lot of money.
I agree. And a lot of
And
people who are new to the cosplay community don't have a lot of resources. So I feel like
a lot of
them
them are
having to
usually like
expend,
either starting, middle, or end of high school.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I
even when you're
definitely
starting
agree.
college, it's like a part-time job usually,
Yeah, like where's the
Mhm.
money that you're getting from, you're not gonna get money from school to pay for your cosplays, right?
Unless
I
you're getting
only,
financial aid in
that's
college.
true.
Yeah.
I remember being truly able to cosplay with full force once actually got a job after I
Hmm.
graduated from college. Before then, it was just like pulling scraps from birthday money and other things and
Hmm.
working part time sometimes here there. Um, but yeah, no, it's an expensive hobby, and I feel like it can be very difficult for new folks to get into it. It might be a little intimidating for those
Hmm.
kinds of folks. That's why I'm saying you don't need to ascribe to all the new cosplay scenes right away and always changing cosplay every convention. It's funny because I do the opposite, right? Where I like
Hmm.
go to conventions as the same cosplay as the same character every time, so that I build recognition, and I like doing that. It's a lot of fun,
Hmm.
and it also like makes the resources and spending and time a lot less, so I can just focus on meeting new people as opposed to like having to build each time.
Yeah.
I tell myself, or at least when I cosplay based on how I feel, or like if I want to get something done, not for a specific event, but just for me,
Hmm.
I'll do it. So if I happen to see like a secondhand Mista cosplay on like Facebook Marketplace or something, I'm like, ooh, so I'll grab it, but not because of
Hmm.
an event, just because I think it's possible.
Hmm.
I am very sad because I will flip the camera over so you can
Okay.
see. There's Baron Zeppeli's been sitting here for a very long time, and I really want to finish him, but it takes so much sewing and effort, so he's been
Hmm.
sitting there sadly, and he will be finished when I want to. It's not like I'm gonna
Yeah.
crunch him for a con. I'm a big like proponent of not con crunching.
Yeah. I had a pretty big con crunch in 2018. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Super Sentai series or Power Ranger series,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Goseiger, no, not Goseiger, Gokaiger, Super Mega Force, the
Sure.
pirate one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the pirate one.
Yeah,
Okay, you
yeah,
say that. Yeah, I know that
the
one. Yeah,
pirate
yeah.
one. I made a original Ranger for that one. There was the usual colors, and then their sixth Ranger was silver, but instead of like silver, I went with white
That's cool.
with the whole naval aesthetic. And but instead of using the gold trim that they all had, I went with white and silver. So it
Hmm.
was like it was more unique. I gave him the bigger trench coat to look like an actual pirate. And then the sewing was really difficult, and I ended up con crunching all the silver details onto the white part.
Oh
That was
man,
not fun.
that
So
sounds like hell.
it
Gosh.
was,
Mm-mm.
and I went for more of a silk material to make it more shiny.
Oh, but silk is hard to work with, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
when I
don't.
learned. That's when I found out. And then the con crunch was terrible, but
Oh
it turned out
man,
okay. But
that's good.
yeah, con crunch isn't fun. Don't, to any beginner or just about a year or two into your cosplaying journey, don't do con
Hmm.
crunches. They are unneeded stress, and pulling an all-nighter or two before the convention day or event that you're doing, it's not fun. You're more likely to catch con flu by doing that.
That's true. I would say if you know there's a con coming up, you can
Plan it
con
out.
crunch for it, plan it out, and also like use the cosplays you already have, right? You talked about how like you want to make a new cosplay for every single event. Events can go like month to month to month, and that's not
Hmm.
enough time to put together outfits.
Yeah.
Um, if you look at my Anime Expo lineup this year, it's mostly JoJo except for one character. But all
Hmm.
of these cosplays, I put them together like either they're like Speedwagons from 2017 from he's my first cosplay,
Hmm.
all the way to like Bruno Mista Polnareff and Kakyoin, who I had finished, in the beginning of this year or a couple months ago because I wanted to. And I was like, oh, I could actually make a JoJo lineup for X if I wanted to. So it was like happenstance, not like I was gonna be, I was gonna make all these JoJo cosplays like done right now. That's so much stress and effort and
And that's a
time.
lot of work. And speaking of JoJo, let's talk about the
Mhm.
makeup.
Ooh.
As both of us have cosplay from JoJo, we've both seen
Mm.
varying degrees of how much makeup is applied on either ourselves or some of the other members of the JoJo cosplay community. For
Mhm.
you though, how long does it usually take for you to do yours?
I like to pride myself in good JoJo makeup practice. And so usually for Speedwagon, because he's the one to do the most, I can get it done in like 30 minutes, a little bit
Hmm.
less than that. I know people take a lot longer because they do contouring, they do
Hmm.
highlighting and blah blah blah. And another thing that I propose and put messages out for younger cosplayers that for JoJo makeup in particular, you don't have to do all of that right away. I'm still kind of learning. But all I use is just foundation and eyeliner, and that's it.
Hmm.
If I want to create depth, I just use more lines, and if I want to like do the whole highlighting thing, um, I don't. Well, I don't, and I should, and I want to, but that's why my makeup is particularly quick because
Hmm.
I don't do as much as other people. Although I'm sure if I were to, do all the whole contouring 9 yards and the awesome shapes and lines, okay, then it would take a lot longer. But
Hmm.
I do pride myself in my quick, easy, recognizable JoJo makeup.
Yeah, I could feel the same way without having it done quick with all the particular lines for Jotaro in part three to make it look as
Hmm.
sharp as I can. Because
Hmm.
as we both know, parts one through three, everyone was like super sharp, angular looking faces because the Araki's art style at the time. And
Hmm.
then from part four onwards, it got more slimmer and more rounded out to be
That's
more
true.
natural looking in a way. But
Yeah.
in terms of like for mine, I just do the lining and then whichever shading and depth that is there, I do it. Um, I just do the liquid eyeliner as well as the setting spray. I don't
Yeah.
do foundation because it's like next thing I know, if I like scratch or something, it's just coming off.
That's true. I
Mm.
used to not use make foundation as well. Only reason why I do it now is because I can actually mix it with sunblock, so it
Mm.
helps. And there's some foundation that's SPF, so when you're walking around the con, you don't burn your face.
Mm.
And for me, it also helps like make a consistent. The lines look the lines pop a lot more if you put foundation on.
Okay.
Um, but again, yeah, there's multiple reasons to use and to not use. If I showed you some of my first Speedwagon tests that I took at home when I was, I graduated high school, I was using like what looked like a crayon on my face. So it was very like not super light. But the liquid eyeliner, pens changed the
Mm-hmm.
game, the foundation changed the game. So Yeah, that the recommendations that I have out for it. And setting spray, yes, too, because I will never forget ALA last year. So last not this not the January that just passed, the one before. I think day two. My foundation and my eyeliner bled right into my eyes, and I was crying on the way
Oh
home. It was very bad
no.
because I was at the con at like 8 a.m. and then I left
Hmm.
the con at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So
Oh,
yeah,
so it had like the full smear.
everything was coming down. And it's funny that while I realized that my eyes were crying, people came up to me like, "Oh my gosh, Uncle Speedwagon." I'm like, wait, I can't see. It was very funny.
Yeah, my first mishap with not putting any setting spray was not for an anime cosplay.
Hmm.
It was for a DC Comics one. I did a whole Batman OC character. Uh,
Mm.
so I had the face mask and all, and then I had the black eye makeup
Oh,
all around.
all around your eye.
Yeah, so it's
Ooh.
like with the mask, with the half mask on, of course I'm gonna sweat, and then next thing I know, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, ah, it's
Oh
hitting my
no.
eyes.
I can imagine. That sounds terrible.
It
But I mean,
was.
that makeup would look phenomenal. So
I
I
mean,
mean,
it did, but I was just like, my eyes, man. And I
I
think
know,
that was
yeah.
like in 2013, 2014, I think. And
And
then I learned my lesson from that. But I think the worst um makeup experience in general, just how long it took to put things on,
mhm.
was 2016 when I was the Jared Leto version of Joker.
Oh smokes. That's
Yeah, I did the
difficult.
full on upper torso
Oh,
makeup with all the every single tattoo.
holy smokes, that is a trip. That's a lot of
It
work.
took a long time. Yeah, so
Jeez.
never doing that one again. That I think the last time I did that Joker, or just yeah, that version of Joker, it was the Zack Snyder one. So
Mm.
the weird Jesus look. So no tattoos, just makeup.
Oh man.
Yeah, but still doing the eyebrow covering with like the glue stick trick took more long.
Hmm.
That took longer than the actual makeup.
You know what's funny is that for AX this year, I'm debating whether or not I should do that because you know Polnareff
It's
doesn't actually have eyebrows. He just
yeah.
has like ridges. And so
Hmm.
I'm thinking to do that for the first time. But my eyebrows are so bushy. So
Yeah,
I don't know how
same.
it's gonna go down. I'm gonna test it out probably in
Mhm.
a couple of days and see how it looks.
Yeah. I recommend for that,
Hmm.
probably you're gonna have to probably put about close to 10 layers of the glue stick to make it
So like,
more
would you have to
um
put the glue stick down, dry it, and then glue it again and let it dry
yeah.
and then
Hmm.
oh smoke. That sounds okay.
But having a hair dryer will help it dry quicker.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
And then you just slap foundation right on top of it and it disappears.
Yeah, but in terms of the foundation, I what I did for Joker for the no
Hmm.
eyebrows, I used like the powder first.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay,
Yeah, but
okay. I'll
um
definitely test that out then.
using white powder though, it was a lot easier because since he full on white with the face, but in terms
That's
of having a
true.
more natural skin tone, I'm not too sure. You're gonna probably have to
Hmm.
experiment with that one. Let's see here on my notes here. All right. Let's go back to really quick on your uh you are a big advocate for cosplay positivity, um,
Hmm.
and for the cosplay community at large. What advice would you give to newcomers in the cosplay community regarding that? Because I'm sure a lot of newcomers, regardless of their if they bought it or made it, they're more than likely are gonna get hit with negativity. What advice would you give
Mm,
to them for that?
okay.
Because
I've
especially if it's their first time and they get hit with tons of mean comments and stuff,
hmm
and
hmm
or like when if someone says, "Oh, this particular cosplayer did this better," um,
uh-huh.
and that could be really off-putting to them even wanting to come back. What advice would you
Hmm.
give to them for that?
I will let everyone know who's listening that Instagram comments, for some reason, over the years, has become like this cesspool of negativity. It's weird because on other platforms, it's not that way. So,
Well,
it,
I don't know about Twitter because I think it all started
um,
from there and then it bled into
that's true.
Instagram.
That's true, actually. Yeah. I mean, I don't see it. outside of these two places. But yeah, strangely enough, Instagram comments. But what I will give advice to for the new folk is that there's a lot of people who are in the same boat as you, who are just starting out and making their content because they like making content. And there's lots of people out there who have no other life but to write these negative comments. You look at these profiles and you click on them and they're all just like either private or like they don't have anything because they have nothing better to do. Know that these people who throw hate don't do what you do first and foremost. They don't try to put themselves out there. They have no confidence in what they're doing. And I always tell people that hate comes from a sense of insecurity. So if you are secure in yourself and what you do, what you want to do, and I know that a lot of cosplayers actually cosplay because they want to work on their self-confidence and their insecurities. If you are working on those things and the other people are not, you are a tier and two tiers above those people. And I think knowing that you're the one with the confidence who's able to go out, show your cosplay and show your creative side in public first and foremost, because a lot of people will not want to do that in public. It sets you in a better position than those haters could ever be in. So keep putting your content out. And if more haters continue to come into your comments and feeds, it's more power to you because it means more engagement, really.
Yeah. Like I see even on my YouTube stats, some of my videos, it's like some of them have like a lot of likes, and then I always see you like one or few. It's like there's like the halfway point. I'm like, okay, but because they disliked it, it's still gonna be in the algorithm. More
Yeah,
engagement.
it's true.
Hmm.
And I think even I even speaking to my own account, like I don't get a lot of negativity on my account, which is I'm very fortunate because
Hmm.
the JoJo community is that kind to me. But I don't get any engagement from not having negative. If I had haters in my comments, um, one of the things I noticed with any algorithm is that algorithms really like drama. So if you make
Hmm.
content that will create haters or will create hateful comments, it promotes it and it's not very
Yeah.
healthy. However, if you're if you make content that creates hate, but inherently the stuff you're making isn't hateful, like let's say
Hmm.
I post a cosplay, people are like, I don't like your cosplay. Surprisingly, that might actually throw your stuff into the algorithm even more so, and more people will see it, and more people could say that they like it as opposed to hate
Hmm.
it. So it's kind of a gamble, and I'm not a fan of gambling at all. But I hate gotcha. It makes me want to
Oh
cry.
gosh.
I
Genshin
never,
Impact players are sweating right
yeah,
now.
no. I mean, it's funny because like I have like gachapon figures in front of me and my little JoJo collection and such.
Hmm.
But
I think I only have
yeah,
one.
I love them so much. But yeah, don't be turned down by any of the negativity that is on a social media platform. There's much more people that will like your stuff more than will hate your stuff. And if there's a bunch of negativity, it just means that you're groundbreaking. That's what it is.
Hmm. It's like, oh, you made it. You got your first hate comment.
Yeah, truly. If people don't like your stuff, that means that they really do like you and that
Hmm.
they're insecure because of your work.
Yeah. And it's like in terms of the comments, like
Mm,
I kind of feel iffy if like either I want to reply to something that I see somewhere or on my own comment, or it's like, should I just let people who follow me like see that? And it's like they go against that. I'm like, no, 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 don't start a witch
that's
hunt.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't like to cause drama in the community, and I know there's no need for people to start like
Mm.
hacking at each other, right?
Yeah.
It. I've seen I've the hateful comments that I have seen on my profile. I've just like chosen to just delete. I let it
Mhm.
sit for like a couple of days, and like if no one responds to it, then I can just delete it. But if
Mhm.
someone does respond to it and like either defends me or whatever, I leave it.
Yeah.
So if no one cares, if no one likes the hate comment, which is most of the time what happens, I can just swipe it after a couple of days. It's no big deal.
Mhm. And with Anime Expo coming up, I'm not going, but it's just a little message to everybody out there who is going to LA
Mm,
this shoot, it's next week already. Um,
yeah.
but isn't day one this weekend?
Day one?
Yeah, I
Not
don't
not
remember.
this weekend. Thursday. Next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday. So that is
Mhm.
exactly July 4th. Okay.
Yeah, it used to be like
Like
July
that,
1, 2, 3, and
yeah,
4.
but
Yeah.
because it's starting for some reason in the beginning of the week this year, so it's like that'll be weird.
Yeah, I was actually excited for that because I was like, oh, if it starts on a Monday, no one will show up except me.
Oh
And
gosh, with the
then no
traffic going
crowds.
home.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, on a Monday? Yeah, you're right,
Like,
actually. Mm.
bro, like Monday last year, I think that was day 2 or 3.
They, oh
Um,
yeah, it like ended on a Tuesday or something, right?
yeah, like I was there, yeah, the last day I went was day 3, because I was only working the Sunday and the Monday. But
Hmm.
going home at like 5, 6 o'clock on a Monday from LA was terrible.
Oh, I know. It's funny
Yeah.
because I don't like to party or stay late at cons, but I
Mm,
will do it if there's traffic. So if I know there's going to be traffic, I'll stay at the con an hour or two until
mhm.
like 8 or 9 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, ah, no traffic. I'm late.
Yeah, but oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my message to everyone going to AX this year. So
Mm,
summertime has just hit. We have been getting close to triple digits in the past week or so.
mm.
Please stay hydrated. Um, take care of yourself at the con. Deodorant, please, people. It's
Oh
not that
my
hard. If
God.
you can afford a 4-day stay in LA or so, or drive back and forth and afford waifu figures or husbando figures, you can
Mm.
afford like $3 to $5 of deodorant or take a shower. Please do everyone a
Uh,
favor.
it's so funny because like it's not sometimes it's not even like people not taking a shower before the convention. It's just
Mhm.
the convention itself becomes the place where people smell. Like they could put
Yeah.
I've heard stories from people where it's like, man, I put on all this deodorant, I took a shower and cleaned up beforehand, but when I got to the con, the sweat just went bam, and everybody smells. And I
Hmm.
remember walking into walking into a vendor hall for or exhibition hall for the first time when I was a kid, maybe in 2019, the first
Hmm.
AX. And I was like, what the hell is that smell? And then my veteran friends were all like, yes, this is the scent of our people because this is what conventions are all about. I'm like desensitized to it now, but I
Same,
know
but it's like it's shocking when you smell it on yourself. It's like, how long was this here?
I know I'm like, oh crap, this is a mistake. And
Like at Anime Riverside, I was Broly for the first time in like almost a decade. And it's like with me
wow.
being with open arms, basically, I'm
Mhm.
always like every like 20 or so minutes, I'm like psst, psst, putting on spray just so that I don't like have that awful stench on me,
Yeah,
especially when
it is
meeting
tough.
people. So
I will say, I realize that you're a more veteran cosplayer than I am. Now I think about it. I've only been
yeah.
cosplaying since like 2017, but you've been
Mm.
around the block.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. Like the weird thing was I think in the mid 2010s I did see a few cosplay competitions of smaller events
Hmm.
do the most really like, this is horrible. This person should had won for their skill. It was
Oh
a
yeah.
Warhammer armor cosplay
Hmm.
had lost to a, what, I don't even remember the character, but let's just say she wasn't wearing a lot of clothing.
Okay, that makes a lot
Yeah,
of
there was
sense.
a lot of that in the mid 2010s.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know, and I will speak to this too for those who cosplayers who wish to compete. A lot of the time, and I go to I dabble in competitions. Not like I know I'm gonna win, but more just like I like to go on the stage and say hi to everybody.
Hmm.
But a lot of those competitions, depending who the judges are, very much are geared towards specific types of cosplay.
Hmm.
It's funny because nowadays, post what 20, not in the 2010s, armor cosplayer folks are now on top, and they've been
Yeah.
winning everything ever since. And a lot of the sewing folks feel a little left out, and I
Mm.
understand the sentiment
Yeah,
that they
like
have.
the
Um,
really quickly, because it looks like we have five
mhm,
minutes left here, but mostly from at the Anime Riverside cosplay contest, the adult category, I
mhm,
was one of the judges that night.
mhm.
And then number one cosplayer actually, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but she was very talented. She even documented every single step of the way of her build. She was a magical girl, but every single aspect, her corset, every bit of fabric, every sequence, she did that herself. And then
Hmm.
second place was a full armor guts cosplay
Okay.
from Berserk, 3D printed work, very great armor work. And then third place, I think you saw her walking around the convention. She was a Hello Kitty Gundam.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I presented to her that award for
That's
third
cool.
place. Yeah. But we had specific tiers of categories of what we were looking for, and that's what those three winners are the ones that the judges and I had come up together as which one had won those categories.
Dang, I
Mhm.
see. Well, I guess you kind of know then from because you've been a cosplay judge from your perspective.
Mhm.
That's good that you guys are finding balance between the armor folks and the sewing folks because
Mhm.
it is something that like, oh man,
Mhm.
they're two completely
Especially
different
now
things.
with like 3D printing making things a lot more easier nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, that is a
Yep.
thing. Yeah, most definitely. If you ever
Yeah.
see me competing, I'm not there to win.
Mhm.
Just there to
Like
say
I
hi, you know.
competed a couple times. The last time I competed myself was, I believe, LA Comic Con 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the red Gosei Ranger, or red Megaforce Ranger for American audiences. That was fun. Was not expecting to win, but I got to do a little martial arts routine on stage, and that was that. So
Very cool.
yeah. All right, Jan. So it looks like we're almost out of time, but you said you're going to AX. As I will be
Hmm.
sure to include your Instagram on the video description down below, and give
Sounds
Jan a
good.
follow. Mhm.
Thank you all for listening. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, and hope you all have a good AX weekend. See you later. Bye. All right, let me.
Hi everybody, MVious Cosplay here again. Just wanted to say thank you all for viewing my content. If you want to support my YouTube channel, feel free to check out my Ko-Fi page. I will provide the link in the description below. Thank you all, and see you next time.